Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the stream. How are you this morning? How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling sleepy. How are you feeling this morning?
I can understand you, yes, also. Welcome again. We are Sophia and Aaron. Shall we do some introductions for the students who don't know us?
Why not? My name is Aaron. I'm from Cork, Ireland, in the southwest of the country. And I've been living in Bologna for 4 years and working in my English school, Bologna Mille, for 2.5 years. So
Nice.
what about you?
My name is Sophia. I come from London, but I have also been living in Bologna for 4 years. And for almost 2 years, I have been working at my English school, Bologna Mille.
Wonderful. So if you're joining us now, please introduce yourself and tell us about your worst hotel experience.
Exactly. It's coming around. Wait. Tell us about your worst ever experience in a hotel, maybe in your country, maybe abroad in a different country. Maybe you were traveling on holiday or for work. Let us know in the comments. Hi, Cinzia. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. So Aaron, what was, I heard that you've had a bad hotel experience in my hometown. Go on. Have your rant time. Complain, lament.
Yeah, so worst experience was probably in London, unfortunately. Story time. We were in London. I was for a holiday with my parents and my grandparents. We were coming to visit my grandparents, and we decided, let's stop over in London for a quick holiday.
Okay.
So we booked 2 rooms, one for my grandparents, one for my mum, my brother, and I.
Yeah.
In this hotel that was recommended to us by a friend, because it was quite central, close to a tube stop, and it was a good hotel, for a good price.
All right. But then what happened?
But the problem was that recently this hotel had just expanded. So they just bought a new building. So it was the same hotel, but it was separated in the main establishment and then an extra place. There was a couple of numbers down the road, right?
Okay.
So my grandparents were lucky and they got a room in the old establishment, which was great. They had their own room, quite small, but just a normal hotel room. Us, on the other hand, were stuck in the other building. It was on the 5th floor with no lift.
Oh no.
The room was smaller than this room here. It was very, very small. It was basically like a corridor almost.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And there were 3 single beds in there, a wardrobe, a desk, and there was the first day they didn't even give us a fan because we went there during the summer and it was incredibly hot.
I can imagine with 3 people in that tiny room.
No, but never mind the room. People think of London like, oh no, London rain. No, in the summer, that summer in particular, it was incredibly hot. I came from Italy and London was hotter than Italy.
Wow.
Way hotter than Italy. It was during a heat wave. So incredibly hot. So we were stuck in this very small room. Oh, and by the way, we did not have an ensuite bathroom. The bathroom was the same.
In the corridor.
Was in the corridor for 3 or 4 rooms.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's not a good hotel experience at all.
Not at all.
Okay, well, if you're joining us now, your question is here at the bottom. Tell us about your worst hotel experience. I haven't had a particularly bad hotel experience. I have to say, I've been quite lucky with the places I've stayed. I can't think of any particularly bad ones.
Maybe a hostel, maybe a B&B, maybe an Airbnb.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've had any bad experiences. Maybe in Budapest. No, in Bucharest. In Romania, where I stayed in an Airbnb, and for one day there was no hot water.
Oh no.
So for the first day, we couldn't have a shower because there was no hot water. And I don't remember if they fixed it because we spent, I think, 2 days in one Airbnb and then 2 days in a different Airbnb. So one day there was no hot water, and it snowed also those days in Bucharest. And then we changed to another Airbnb, which was in the center and which had hot water, but there was one bathroom for 3 rooms. So you had to kind of wait for the bathroom to be free. And as soon as you saw the bathroom free, you had to run to get in to have a shower. But that was probably my worst experience. So let us know in the comments your worst hotel experiences.
Also, I suppose it's worth mentioning in Innsbruck when you went to the toilet during the night. Do you remember?
No.
And the bathtub.
Oh my goodness! When we were on holiday in Innsbruck, it was another Airbnb. There were 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. It was a beautiful house, very lovely.
Very, very lovely.
But I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and there was a man asleep in the bathtub. I'd forgotten about that. And I was very, very scared. I don't remember if I screamed or not, but I spoke to him. He was a guest in the hotel, but I think he was drunk or he lost his keys and he decided to sleep in the bathtub. I asked him, I was very kind. I asked him if he wanted a blanket. You see, this is the kind of person I am. I find a man sleeping in my bathtub and I ask him if he wants a blanket.
He said no, though.
He said he was fine.
Okay.
Anyway, let us know in the comments about your worst hotel experiences. Have you ever found a man sleeping in your bathtub? If you have, please tell us about it now. And let's have a look at our focus, which is in a hotel.
8 to 10.
Exactly. So let's look at our objectives. In this focus activity, we will look at the hotel check-in and check-out, how to ask for what you want, and we will also look at some different hotel services and concierge.
Concierge.
Yeah.
And Cinzia says, fortunately, I haven't had particularly negative experiences. Wonderful.
Okay,
That's
nice.
Very
good for you, Cinzia. That's a really good answer.
That's excellent.
Maybe if you can't think of a particular negative experience, tell us about a good experience that you've had. Tell us about a nice hotel that you have stayed in. And let's look at some questions. Number 1, how often do you stay in hotels? How often do you stay in hotels?
In hotels, specifically in hotels, not very often.
No, me neither. I don't stay in hotels very often.
Maybe once or twice a year.
Probably for
once
me.
Once being the convention.
Yeah.
So not very often at all. I prefer an Airbnb or an actual bed and breakfast.
Yeah. I'm the same. I prefer to stay in a B&B because I find that in a B&B it's much more welcoming, much friendlier. It's a nicer atmosphere. Hotels are a bit impersonal sometimes, especially the very, very big ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But definitely I prefer Airbnbs or B&Bs, maybe apartments as well if we are a big group of people.
Apartments are great. It gives you that flexibility. It allows you to,
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with bed and breakfasts, I like it because usually they are run by families and you can talk to them. They can give you recommendations, what to see, what to do. And yeah, it's just a much more human experience when you're staying somewhere.
Cinzia agrees with B&B. Wonderful.
Yeah, nice. Where was the last hotel you stayed in?
Okay, Cinzia, if you're following us as well, please tell us, what was the last hotel you stayed in?
Yeah, answer these questions while we are answering. The last hotel was in Palermo. For you as well?
No, for me, the last hotel I stayed in was in Rimini.
Oh gosh, of course, yeah. Okay, well, tell us about the Rimini Hotel.
So the Rimini Hotel, because I went to one of the other my English schools in Rimini to teach some lessons, and yeah, I went. They booked me a hotel, and the hotel was very nice. It was completely empty. There were maybe 3 guests.
Well, I can
or 4,
imagine Rimini
maybe.
in February.
Exactly,
There's
Rimini
not
in
going to be
February.
many guests.
But they were very nice at the hotel. The guys at the reception were very sweet. And yeah, the room was quite small, but I had a double bed and a little sofa, which was probably another bed that they used during the summer. But yeah, it was, they had some good enough breakfast.
Was it a big hotel?
I would say medium size.
Medium size.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's kind of different. In Rimini, everything is quite standard in that way.
Yeah.
You know, they have lots of, especially in certain areas, all of the hotels are about the same size.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. The last hotel I stayed in was in Palermo. It was a very, very big hotel. And it was a nice hotel, but it was a bit impersonal. I thought the staff were a bit aloof. I can put this word in so that everyone can see it. Hi, Filippo. Welcome.
Wonderful.
Filippo from Rimini. Maybe you taught Filippo while you were there.
Maybe, yes. Yeah. I don't know if you remember me.
Filippo, if you remember Aaron from Rimini, aloof is not an adjective. And cold or how else can I describe it? Distant, maybe. Yeah. Cold or distant, but it's used for people, not for the weather. You can't say aloof weather, for example. Cinzia says, a cozy and beautiful B&B in Verona in a weekend with my best friend last summer. Oh, that's wonderful, Cinzia. That sounds absolutely lovely. And Verona is beautiful. Verona is one of my favorite Italian cities.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us, Filippo, about your worst hotel experience or about the last hotel that you stayed in. So talking about Palermo, it was a very big hotel. The staff were a bit impersonal, and but the room was nice enough. He does remember you.
Yay!
It was a bit strange because I was staying with my colleague. And we noticed some things were a bit strange about the room. The doors were very, very wide. They weren't normal size doors. They were extra big doors. And in the bathroom, there was no bathtub, no shower. It was just the floor with a shower head, a shower telephone, let's say. But we worked out later that we were in a disabled room, so it was necessary to have wider doors. And but the shower for us was very strange. We couldn't understand why there was no shower.
I think it was because they had so many people staying there.
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
They had to open up every single room they had.
I agree. Okay, so again, tell us about your hotel experiences. Number 4, where do you usually stay when you go on holiday? Well, as we said, I prefer to find an apartment on Airbnb because they're usually much nicer, like they're much more attractive and
in nicer places as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Compared to hotels, they're usually in better areas because it's usually somebody's flat, somebody's house, and they have changed it into a guest house. Yeah. What about you?
The same. You get better prices, you get better location, and
better services as well, I think.
Well, not always. It really depends on what services you look for. Yeah. But tell us, do you prefer, Filippo, since you've joined us now, do you prefer hotels or bed and breakfasts?
Yeah, let us know. Our next question is, have you ever been to a luxury hotel, 4-star or even 5-star? I've been to a 4-star hotel.
Me too.
Was yours in Torino?
Oh, also, I forgot about that
yeah.
one. Yes, also that one.
I stayed in a 4-star hotel in Turin. It was another work trip, but I think that is the only 4-star hotel I have stayed in.
I also stayed in a 4-star hotel in Venezuela.
Oh wow!
My dad used to work there, and normally when we went to visit him, we'd stay there maybe a month.
Yeah.
We stayed 2 or 3 weeks with him at the where the factory was, middle of the jungle. But he used to take us to a tropical island just off the coast of Venezuela.
Wow.
Called Isla Margarita, and very beautiful. And we used to stay we went there in a resort. Yeah.
Wow.
So 4 stars, but I remember it being very, very nice. Very nice.
I can imagine. Wow, that's lovely. Let us know if you have ever stayed in a luxury hotel. We can see a luxury hotel in the picture. I think this must be in Dubai, I feel.
Possibly, yeah.
It might be a Dubai luxury hotel. So let us know if you have ever stayed in one. And what are the 3 most useful phrases you need when staying in a hotel? Let us know when you go to a hotel, what are the first 3 phrases that you need? I will just go with, what is the Wi-Fi password?
Yes, very useful. Although usually they have it written somewhere.
Yes.
Useful phrases. At what time is breakfast?
What time is breakfast? Yeah, absolutely. So breakfast, Wi-Fi, and what else could you ask? A very useful phrase. Maybe what time is checkout? Though that's quite standard. It's usually 10 a.m. or 12 p.m.
Other things could be, I don't know.
Gosh, I don't know what else you could ask. Yeah, probably about.
I'm trying to think of my rooming experience, but basically, I never spoke to the guy. Like even for keys, when because you needed to leave the keys at the reception, they were there 24 hours, yes. So I'd come back and pick up the keys. But he even though on the first day he was like, oh, you can just pick them up from there. He had the number of keys. You just
I imagine if they had just 3 guests.
Yeah, it didn't really matter.
Filippo has an answer. Filippo says, when I'm on business, I usually stay in a hotel. Filippo, don't forget your article, a hotel. When I'm on holiday, I prefer B&B or Airbnb. Nice, that's a really good answer, Filippo. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say when I'm on a business trip.
Yeah, when I'm on business. Yeah, when I'm traveling on business. Yeah. And Cinzia says,
the Excelsior Venice. When I was young, I stayed there for business.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice hotel.
Do you know it?
I have heard of it. I've probably seen it as well when I lived in Venice. Yeah, B&B says, Filippo says B&Bs are warmer than hotels. Absolutely. Speaking about the people, about the atmosphere, I agree. They are warmer.
Apart from your one where there was no hot water.
Also, yeah. And Cinzia, but the lady was very nice.
The lady was very nice.
And Cinzia says, wonderful, a whole room as a wardrobe. Oh my God, Cinzia, this is my dream. When I grow up, I want to have, this is called a walk-in wardrobe. Let me write it so you can see it. A walk-in wardrobe or
walk-in closet if you're American.
And this is my dream when I grow up and I have my own house, to have a walk-in wardrobe, because it's a wardrobe that you can walk inside because it's so big. Nice. Shall we go on?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So what we see here, on the right, you can see some things that might be useful in a hotel, some useful vocabulary. Shall we read them?
Yeah. Okay. We have reservation name.
Yep. So the name with which you made the reservation or the booking at the hotel.
Exactly. Additional guests. Number of nights. Key or key card.
Because very often in hotels you don't have an actual physical key. You've got a card which you use to open the door.
Driver's license or passport.
So identity document.
Credit card details and authorization. Special offers or rates.
Yeah, rates, talking about the prices or the costs at the hotel.
Checkout time, breakfast, and a wake-up call.
Yeah, wake-up call or alarm clock in the morning. So, as you can see, all of these have a little question. What we would like you to do in the comments is to make questions either from the receptionist or from the guest. So how would you ask questions about these things as a guest or as a receptionist?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's maybe do the first one as an example.
Absolutely,
we'll put it in the comments.
Yeah.
So we have reservation name.
Exactly. So maybe the receptionist would need to ask what name is the reservation under? Possibly that would be the question. What name is the reservation under? We say that we make a reservation under your name. So we can bring this up and you can see it.
Exactly. So this is the example. We did it with the first one. We would like you to continue with the others.
Yeah.
So additional guests. How do you make the question? Is it the receptionist or the guest?
Or maybe both
at the same time?
I don't know about the same time. Okay. So yeah, what name is the reservation number? And then you could reply. Well, you could just reply with your name for this.
Or when I was in Rimini, true story. I actually didn't know if it was under my name or the name of the director of the school.
Oh yeah.
So I got there and there was like, so what's your reservation name, or what is the name your reservation is under? And I'm like, maybe this or this. And he just looks at me like, are you not sure? I'm like,
are you having an identity crisis? What is happening to you?
And he checks. He's like, oh, okay, yeah.
So in the end, was it your name or was it the director's name?
It was the director's name.
It was the director, yeah. So maybe we can help out with the second one, or shall we give them some time to do it? If you were the guest, how would you make this question?
If I'm booking?
If you're a guest, yeah. I would say, is it possible to add additional guests to the booking?
Oh, the second one. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the first one.
Oh no.
And I was like, how do I ask it as a guest? Oh, here we go. Cinzia says, guest, could I have an extra towel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that extra was with an E, so we need an extra towel.
Yeah, also you've got, you've used plural, Cinzia. You've said towels. Is it a extra towel, singular, or is it could I have extra towels, plural? Because with the a, you make it singular, but then with the s, you make it plural. So remember not both. Exactly. But yeah, that's a good question. Remember that we are also at the check-in, check-out. So we can also try to use the words you can see on the slide. I would say for the second one, is it possible to have additional guests? Or the receptionist might ask, are there any additional guests? Yeah.
Will there be any additional guests?
It's plural. Okay, great, Cinzia. So take away the A completely. Take away your article.
Could I have extra towels?
Yeah. So we could say, are there any additional? I can't type. Too early.
Are there any additional guests? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've never really had I've never really been in a situation where there were additional guests.
Yeah, maybe me neither. I've been in a situation where we started as a very big group of people and people kept on leaving. When we went to Palermo and I booked the apartment.
Oh yeah.
And I think originally there were maybe 15 people and it went down to 10, something like this. So I kept calling them to say, okay, less people, less people, less people. But I've never had to have extras instead.
No, neither have I. Anyway, next we have number of nights. Again, if you know, if you'd like to make the question in the comments, please post
do.
it. And we'll check it.
Yeah.
Here we go. We have Filippo saying, how many nights
do you stay? I'd make this, Filippo, into the future. So use either will or even better, because it's a fixed plan, present continuous. So I would change it, Filippo, to how many nights are you staying? Okay. Or rather than how many nights, we could simply say how long when we're talking about time.
Chinti asks a very important question.
Yeah.
Do I have to pay for breakfast?
That's a very good question. So how many nights or how long are you staying? And do I have to pay for breakfast? No, it's perfect question and a very good one as well.
Excellent question.
You could also say, is breakfast included?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same question, Shinzia, the meaning is the same. Is breakfast included? Intending, is breakfast included in the price that you pay for the room? So yeah, good question. What about, let's see.
Number 4, we have key or key card. So I imagine that this is the, it's either the receptionist telling you about the key card or you asking about it.
Yeah, right? So if you're the guest, you could probably say, can I have my key card, right?
Yeah, or can I have an extra key card?
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2 of you staying and you want, to have
one each.
Exactly. Yeah. Or maybe it's the guest asking, I don't know, can I leave the key card here?
Yeah. So maybe can I have an extra, or can I leave the key card? Maybe can I take the key card with me if you're leaving the hotel for to go out for a walk and you want to know where to leave it? Yeah. For the next one, I think they're asking them to prove their identity. Oh, Filippo's got an answer. May I have your identity card or passports? Wonderful.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
The receptionist asks at the very beginning. They usually take a photocopy.
Absolutely, yes. Though I have been in hotels where they take your passport. They take, maybe you are a group of 4 people and they will take one identity document. So you can't leave without paying. So yeah, may I have your identity card, or may I see your identity card?
They just look at you and they're like, okay, this one's probably not going to pay.
This one's a liability. Give me your passport. Very good, Filippo. Thank you. Credit card details and authorization. Gosh, how could you make a question with this?
Especially authorization.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they mean.
I mean, they could just say, could I have your credit card details?
I imagine the first question is, would you like to pay by credit card or
by cash? Yeah. Maybe just, could I have your credit card details? Yeah. I'll put that up. So for this one, maybe, could I have your credit card details? I think the next one might be the guest.
Yes, it could be the guest asking about some special offers or rates. Special offers or rates. Yeah, again, nowadays it's all done online, so
yeah.
I don't think this is as common.
Yeah, you might maybe you go when you are there, you decide to stay an extra night, and you might get a special rate if you decide to stay an extra night.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe in that context.
Yeah. I once stayed in an Airbnb in Naples. It was a student house. It was a group of students, young people who just decided that they wanted to get some extra money.
Yeah.
But it was completely unorganized. It was chaos. I mean, the guy whose bedroom they used, when there were guests, would just go and sleep in one of the other rooms. It was his bedroom. They would just put clean sheets on the bed, and he would go and sleep with one of the roommates while the room was being used. I mean, we were paying like €5 a night. It was completely unorganized. But we decided to stay an extra night, and they said, okay, you can just stay. They didn't charge us or anything. No.
That was amazing. Yeah, I mean, you're already paying €5 anyway.
But we made friends, and they just said, yeah, stay an extra night. We don't mind.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
This was Naples. Filippo says, is there any package included with the room? What do you mean by package? Maybe like special deals? What?
I suppose maybe. Yeah. Again, maybe use special offers, or are there any special offers connected with my room?
Maybe you could. Yeah, absolutely. If that's what you mean, Filippo. Good question. For checkout time, I think it's quite straightforward. When or what time is checkout?
What time is checkout? For breakfast, I think Cynthia already asked all of the burning questions.
Yeah.
What time is breakfast served, and what was it? Do I have to pay for breakfast?
Exactly. Oh, she also asked, I'm sorry, I didn't see this. What time is breakfast served? Very nice. I didn't notice. I didn't see that one. And let's see. Yes, he says special offers.
Excellent.
Very good. Yes, you can also use package. And finally, for wake up call.
Again, not something that is very common nowadays.
No, exactly. I mean, you have your phone with the alarm.
Why ask? I mean, I don't know if I would trust someone to call me at the right time.
Oh, no, I would trust them, but it's a bit strange though, isn't it? That someone calls you and they say to you, okay, Mr. Susta, this is your wake up call.
But do you reply?
Yeah, you answer the phone.
Oh.
Well, if you answer the phone, they would say, this is your wake up call. Good. Filippo has it. May have a wake up call.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So I would change the article, Filippo. May I have a wake up call?
Tell us in the comments, have you ever had a wake up call?
I've had a wake up call.
Really?
Yeah. I was a teenager. I was quite young. And I think I was 16 years old or 17, and I was traveling from Greece to London, but I had a stop in Milan.
Okay.
And oh no.
we're back.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, guys. We're having some technical difficulties, but do not panic. We are here. Maura. Hi, Maura. Welcome, says, help. Yeah, I was saying the same thing, Maura. Filippo has replied. He says, yes, I had, but it was an automatic. We had a stop in Milan, and I think we missed the flight, or the flight was cancelled. There was a problem, so I stayed for one night in a hotel in Milan, and we had a flight at 7 a.m. the next morning, the replacement. I didn't pay for anything. Everything was paid for by the airline company because it was their problem. So in the morning, we had a flight at 7 a.m. and they called me to wake me up to make sure I got the plane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it was very, very strange because for me, it was possibly the first time that I was traveling alone, completely alone.
No, and the one time you're traveling alone.
Yeah, and the plane was cancelled and I stayed in a hotel in Milan by myself, and it was, it was it was a big experience at the time. All right, nice job. Shall we go on?
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure you weren't flying with Ryanair. No, otherwise, you would not have had free stuff.
No, I think it must have been British Airways, or it was one of the standard airlines.
I remember flying with Ryanair once, and we were flying to Cork from Italy. But at the time, there wasn't a direct flight, so we had to fly to London and then off to Cork.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there was some problem with Stansted because we were supposed to land at Stansted, but I don't know what problem they had there. So we had to land at Luton, I think. Okay. And then we stayed there for at least 3 hours on the plane, stuck on the plane. Oh my goodness! Because they were hoping to fly us to Stansted, so that. I don't know what they did, but anyway, in the end, they just let us out at Luton, and we missed the connecting flight, and we had to stay a night.
Yeah, that's such chaos. Anyway, so we've got some different types of rooms on the slide. We will decide what the differences are between these rooms. So we have single room, twin room, double room, suite, or luxury or deluxe suite, a junior suite, and a penthouse suite. Okay, attention with the pronunciation of this word. Okay, it's got the final E, so this time we will pronounce suite. Okay,
the same pronunciation as sweet.
Yeah, like a candy, something that you eat. Absolutely. So let us know in the comments, what do you think is the difference between these different types of rooms? So
for example, double room and twin room seem quite similar, but
exactly, but they're not. So what do you think are the differences between, for example, a twin room and a double room?
And what is special about a suite or a luxury suite? We might ask Cinzia, since she stayed in a very fancy hotel.
Yeah, maybe she knows about these different kinds of suites. I'll put this up. What is the difference? So maybe you could explain a single room in the meantime.
Yeah, single room is quite straightforward. You have one single bed. So
and
it's
how many
usually
people stay there?
One person. It's single. So for example, oh wait, no, my room in Rimini wasn't a single room. It was only me, but they booked me
a double room technically. Yeah.
Also, what room is in the picture?
Exactly, what room is in the picture? So what is the difference? A single room, we said, is one small bed, a single bed for one person. What is the difference between a twin room and a double room? And what kind of room can you see in this picture? Let us know in the comments.
Also, what is a junior suite?
So apparently a junior suite is, can I leave it up?
Yeah.
I can. Well, a junior suite apparently is like a suite, but even more luxury.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a step up in luxury from the luxury or deluxe suite.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, me neither. I've never heard of it, actually. And then the penthouse suite, this is quite an American word, but A penthouse is an apartment on the top floor of a building, and usually it covers the entire floor. Okay, so
very big.
A penthouse suite is an apartment, a suite which takes the entire top floor of the building.
Wow, so incredible level of luxury.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a lift to get there. If you don't have a lift, then not quite. Chinzia says twin room is 2 beds. Exactly. You are absolutely correct. A twin room means that there are 2 single beds in the room for 2 people, whereas a double room is what you can see in this picture. 2 people stay in the room, but there is one
bed.
Large bed.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or one person in my case.
Or one person, yeah, who just wants to starfish and spread out. So, for example, if I go on holiday with my sister or with my friend, we might get a twin room. But if you go on holiday with your partner, you're more likely to get a double room.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have our different suites. Usually in a suite, you have not just one room, but many different rooms.
Exactly.
You might have 2 bedrooms, you might even have a living room, maybe a kitchen. Usually it's like an entire apartment.
Oh yeah, definitely. And obviously a bathroom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If not 2.
Double room, single use. You can have a double room and just one person, but usually it's for 2 people. And what do we call it when you have a bathroom in the bedroom? So like a door in your bedroom that goes onto your private bathroom.
Good question. It's called?
We borrow a French word for this. Maybe our students know what it's called. A private bathroom is called an
ensuite. Ensuite bathroom, yes.
Exactly.
I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about the hotel in London.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we didn't have an ensuite bathroom, unfortunately. Yes, as per usual in English, we just stole the French word, appropriated the French word.
This isn't only in a hotel. You might have an ensuite bathroom in your house. You might have your own private bathroom in your bedroom.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Another dream of mine. My dream is to have a bedroom with 3 doors. 1 door to get in and out of the bedroom, 1 door for my wardrobe, and 1 door for my ensuite bathroom. This is my dream bedroom, my dream of house. Exactly. Do you guys have an ensuite bathroom? Let us know if you do.
Do you have a walk-in wardrobe?
Also, let us know if you have a walk-in wardrobe and an ensuite, and I will come and live in your house. Okay, so let's talk about now other things that we might ask for in a hotel, other features in a hotel. Good idea.
What other features
might you ask for in a hotel? So think about some things you might need in your bedroom. Think about other characteristics, other services even in the hotel. What other features or other services might you ask for in a hotel?
So for example, maybe you're particularly sporty and you'd like a gym.
Yeah, maybe there are some luxury hotels which have gyms. They are usually I think they're usually underground. Yeah, they're on the subterranean level. And you could even have a hotel with a spa and a swimming pool.
That's very nice.
Have you ever stayed in a hotel which had a spa?
No, not a spa, but swimming pool, yeah. As we were talking about earlier, the resort I stayed in Venezuela had multiple swimming pools and a beach. So
oh come on, it must have had a spa as well.
No, not that I know of.
Maybe you just weren't looking.
I wasn't looking.
You weren't looking for a spa. You were 11 years old. So. 11, 10? Wait.
I think I was 13 the oldest time I went.
Yeah. Chinzia says Wi-Fi for free. Yeah,
absolutely. Free Wi-Fi.
Or inverted Chinzia, free Wi-Fi is
always
important.
The adjective first.
Yeah. A spa, a gym, a swimming pool. I think also we talked about having breakfast. Very often a hotel will have a restaurant where you can have breakfast, but sometimes even lunch or dinner. And very often these restaurants, these hotel restaurants, are not exclusively for guests, but
True.
they're actual restaurants as well.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, I went to Trentino. I went to Pozza di Fassa, but it was low season. It was in April, so it wasn't the winter season and it wasn't the summer season. So there were only 2 restaurants open, and one of them was the hotel restaurant.
Yeah. This is very common in Ireland as well. Most hotel restaurants are open for
the public.
Yeah. And they're usually very good as well. And Filippo says, I've never been in a room with a walk-in wardrobe at home neither. But I have almost
never been in an ensuite bedroom. That's good. Nice. Good answer, Filippo. Mara says phone for air and air condition. Yeah, absolutely. Phone for air. Maybe, Maura, you mean when you have a shower and you wash your hair. I think you mean a hairdryer, possibly. Let me bring this up. So Maura, maybe you intend the hairdryer. So it's not a phone, but it's this machine that we use to dry our hair after a shower. Maybe you mean this.
And as per usual, English is quite literal, and so it's a hairdryer. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Good. For me, this is absolutely necessary. In fact, very often I will contact the hotel in advance. Really? Yeah. I will contact the hotel in advance and say to them, do you have a hairdryer or do I need to bring my hairdryer? For me, it's absolutely necessary because I cannot go outside with wet hair.
Also, especially if you drink a lot of tea, very important to ask if they have a kettle.
Yeah, absolutely. The kettle is what in Italian you would call a boiler, so a small machine that you use to heat up water for your tea. Yeah, a lot of B&Bs, especially when you have your little breakfast table, they will provide also a kettle. It's true. So you might ask for okay, good. Filippo has a question.
Well done. Is there a gym inside?
Very good. So talking about food, maybe you want to have your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, but you don't want to go to the restaurant. You want to stay in bed in your pajamas and you want to eat. So you might ask for...
Maybe they know.
Maybe you know, actually. What is it called? When you call and they bring the food to your room in a hotel. Maybe someone knows what this is called. I won't tell you yet. I'll see if someone knows in the comments. What do we call it when someone brings food to your hotel room?
What else could we ask? Maybe we have some special requests for some reason or another. I don't know. Maybe you need I don't know, a room that is particularly big, or
maybe an extra bed.
An extra bed, yeah.
Maybe you have a baby. Maybe you have a small child and you need a cot. A cot is a small bed, usually with a frame, a barrier for a baby to sleep in. Actually, let me write also the definition. Cot, a bed for a baby.
Yeah, maybe you might request a room on a particular floor because you want a view.
That's a good idea. Yeah, a view. So panorama of the city or landscape.
It says, do you have a bike service?
Oh, that's a good idea.
As in renting a bike, I imagine.
Yeah, that would be good, especially if you go... Maybe you go to one of those cities like Amsterdam, for example, where they use bikes a lot, or if you're in the mountains and you want to go mountain biking.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you have a bike service?
Going back to what we were saying earlier about bringing food to the room, should we tell them that it's room service?
Yeah, room service. Food brought to your room.
Also, you have the minibar.
Be careful of the minibar.
Yeah.
Room service when they bring food. You call and they bring food to your room. Yes, the minibar. Do you want to tell them all about the minibar?
Yes, the minibar is usually a fridge, a little fridge that you find in your room. It usually has drinks or maybe some snacks. And if you use it, you pay for it, and it's usually very expensive.
I'm writing all of this. So we have the minibar, fridge with drinks and snacks in your room. Attention, very expensive.
Attention, very expensive.
I was doing a similar focus with our colleague Alex, who told me that the first time he stayed in a hotel alone, he ate everything in the minibar because he thought it was complimentary with the room, and he was presented with a bill for £40 extra at the end.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Which isn't a crazy amount, but it's a lot for crisps and peanuts and little bottles of Coke.
Exactly.
A room for let's stand a luggage. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. A luggage
deposit.
A luggage. We say a baggage deposit?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking, Maura, about a baggage deposit. So
okay, excellent.
A room where you can leave your luggage. Oh, it happened again. I lose track of time when we're doing these.
So thank you very much for all of your answers.
Thank you very much for participating. We're afraid we have to stop here. So yeah, thank you again. Have a great day.
Bye guys.
Thank you so much.